We are going to be recording on this computer. We'll record the meeting and post it on the site. Give me a second so I can go ahead and share my screen. All right. All right, well, welcome everyone and thank you for your time this morning. I am Nicole Givens. I am here as the procurement administrator for HOST. Today, this is the pre-bid conference meeting for the Foreclosure Prevention Financial Assistance Program. For attendance purposes, please put your name, the title, your title, and the company you're representing, and email address into the chat feature, please. This slide deck will be posted on the bid site, as well as the video. We ask that everyone also please mute themselves. And if you do have questions, please submit them in the chat function. At the very end, the primary purpose of this is just to go over the information that is in the RFP packet, but also more importantly, to give you an opportunity to ask questions and to get answers at the end. So once again, thank you all for joining us. All requests for information, clarification, any kind of questions, please submit them to hostprocurements@denvergov.org. During this process, they will be received in accordance, and they are to be received within accordance of the events. The deadline to submit additional questions, if something pops up after today, would be this Friday by 5 p.m. Responses to these questions will be posted on Monday by 5 p.m. And then questions and responses received throughout will be published also on the ZenGen website. This morning, our participants are Melissa Toddy and Ian Cohn. If you guys want to just quickly introduce yourselves.
Good morning, everyone. Melissa Toddy, Housing Stability Director with the Department of Housing Stability.
Hi, everyone. Ian Cohn. I am a program officer with HOST as well.
And I am Nicole Givens. So thank you so much. All right. Schedule of events also listed in the packet. So this was issued on the 18th. The conference going on this morning starts at 9. The deadline to submit additional questions, once again, will be this Friday by 5 p.m. Our responses to those questions will be posted by 5 p.m. on Monday. The proposal due date for this particular RFP is February 15th by 5 p.m. And then the evaluation period tentatively right now is February 16th through March 1st. And we are hoping to get an award by March 6th. So the program, Financial Prevention Financial Assistance, RFP, this 2023 Foreclosure Prevention RFP provides funding for a mortgage HOA fee assistance program to address the needs of Denver homeowners facing housing instability as a result of financial hardship. HOST is particularly interested in proposals addressing existing gaps in foreclosure prevention programs available in the Denver metro area, including robust access to resource referrals for low to moderate income homeowners, racial and ethnic minorities, immigrants and refugees, people with mental health challenges, and other populations imminently at risk of housing instability. I will be reading through these slides for the folks who are joining that through phone, just so that you guys are aware. Expected program activities include, but are not limited to, the following, which are application review and eligibility determination, mortgage HO fee assistance, and resource referral and navigation. The homeowner eligibility requires that those are under 80% AMI, 80% AMI or below for the household size. that qualified homeowners must demonstrate themselves as the legal owner of the home, and that their home serves as their primary residence and their residence has been verified as being within the city and county of Denver. Give me just a quick second here. Sorry. Sorry about that hiccup. All right. Getting back to the slide. Homeowners must also demonstrate a current financial or housing crisis to be eligible for financial assistance, including but not limited to job loss, reduction in reduction in income, reduction in hours worked, an unexpected increase in living expenses, medical expenses, or other issues that have impacted the household's financial status. They must also not have cash or assets on hand that is equal to or greater than the relief funds being requested. And there we go. Qualified homeowners must so that also excludes any funds in the retirement account. And then proposed application prioritization. Homeowners currently facing a pending foreclosure sale, an auction date has been set, and mortgage reinstatement. Homeowners currently delinquent on mortgage payments and have HOA fees or fines. Homeowners in income restricted properties also fall within the categories listed above, and they should be prioritized as such. Financial assistance, foreclosure assistance are the target goals and budget for this. The mortgage HOA fee assistance program is anticipated to aid approximately 35 unduplicated households a year. There is $300,000 available for this RFP from the city general's fund. And HOST encourages providers to submit a budget which will reflect all operational and financial assistance needs of the program. The minimum qualification requirements are the following: knowledge about best practices and prior experience serving low to moderate income residents at risk of housing instability with foreclosure prevention services. Must demonstrate a strong commitment to integrating into and coordinating with existing service delivery systems of foreclosure, legal defense, and foreclosure prevention programs in order to help streamline qualified applicant and help with the access to all available community resources. Must have a plan to develop and or expand upon existing partnerships with housing stabilization service providers, and will enhance homeowner resource delivery and avoid any duplication of services. Program assistance must be provided according to fair housing requirements, both state and federal, that protects citizens from discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, creed, national origin, ancestry, age, sex, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity or gender expression, marital or family status, military status, or physically or mental disability. Data requirements for this one: host Salesforce system on a monthly basis will require that the provider report number of unduplicated households served within a monthly reporting period, number of unduplicated households served year to date, demographics, including the AMI levels and race and ethnicity information. Required data reporting in a supplemental form include the amount of assistance provided, the type of assistance provided, home location, stage of foreclosure process, and lender and/or HOA information. Some contract requirements for this. So upon award, you guys are required to have a certificate of insurance. The provisions require workers' compensation and employers' liability. There are waivers for sole proprietors, commercial general liability, sexual abuse and molestation exclusion language in there, business automobile liability, and cyber liability insurance. Technical requirements in order to submit a full proposal. So the diversity and inclusiveness form that is found a couple places within the document, proof of registration with the Secretary of State, accounting and audit information, sample contract, just a certification on it. It'll be at the bottom, one of the last things that you guys are certifying on, and then the anti-discrimination policies certification. And if you have a written policy, to provide that and upload it into the system. Evaluation criteria for these proposals include the agency capacity and experience, the proposed services, equity and diversity, response to the city's proposed questions, technical review of proposal requirements, proposed outcomes, program budget plan, response to the city's proposed sample contract and provisions in the contract certification, and any other requirements as applicable. No weighting or relative importance of this criteria should be intended or implied by the way it is listed out. Questions, once again, will be accepted until the deadline of this Friday by 5 p.m. All questions and answers will be posted in an addendum on Zengen as well as the city website. Submission of proposals for the solicitation may be done through Zengen. They must be submitted through that portal link in Zengen, which you will find on the RFP itself. And now to the main feature, questions and answers. So go ahead, I'm going to stop sharing and we can go ahead and get to the questions. So if everyone can, once again, just a reminder, put your questions in the chat so that way we can keep track. Give me just a second. And I know it takes a minute to type, so we'll just hold on for a moment. Okay, so far I don't see any questions in the chat. Oh, perfect. Are you looking for one contractor or a few? That really depends on the proposals. So we do reserve the right to contract with multiple or potentially just one person or one organization for the services. Once again, it depends on the proposals provided. Type of references. Melissa, do you kind of want to share like what you think would be appropriate references for this type of work?
Sure, happy to. So I think just references demonstrating some of those categories that Nicole outlined, experience working in foreclosure prevention, any organizations or partnerships that you have that will benefit really making this program efficient and effective. So those types of things that can highlight the organization's work in this space of foreclosure prevention services.
Okay, next question is, if we currently have a contract for counseling, are these unduplicated people for this RFP? I think so. I just want to make sure that first I have a correct understanding of the question. So counseling for like counseling homeowners, is that correct? Right?
Yeah, so I think referring to housing counseling through the kind of HUD funded
Like maybe
programs.
CBDG or something.
Mhm,
Okay.
exactly.
This would be different in the sense that this is really more about like the financial, well, it kind of depends, but I believe it would be different because this is more geared towards that financial assistance piece. Melissa, do you want to chime in?
Sure. So when we say unduplicated households, it's unduplicated for that contract. So you could certainly, if you have a housing counseling contract, report the same households in the housing counseling contract as you would under this contract if you're providing services kind of separately between those two contracts. So I could foresee a world in which those households do need housing counseling on one side and then the financial assistance under the other contract. Gotcha. So follow-up question of unduplicated numbers from host contract and or EMAP. So again, we wouldn't want necessarily assistance to cover the same potential months that folks are behind. So if you're an EMAP administrator, something to be mindful of that we don't want to have duplication of benefits across programs. So again, I could foresee a situation in which someone did or had received EMAP assistance, emergency mortgage assistance program assistance, and then potentially needed separately assistance under this program for whatever reason, if they didn't qualify or fully expended all the resources they could get from EMAP. So then again, you would kind of report those two households under each contract separately, as long as there's not duplication of benefits.
Does assistance include interest on the mortgage? Oh, Melissa, we can't hear you.
No.
Now I can hear you.
Okay. Ian, I might need your assistance because I am failing to remember what we put in the RFP, but I think we might have spelled it out in the actual RFP language.
Yeah, let me actually look into that. I'm also misremembering. And I don't want to give wrong information if I can look that up really quickly, Nicole.
Yeah, no problem. And we can also post the information if there's any questions here today that we aren't able to answer immediately. So Kelly, this might be one that we have to look up.
I don't know that we specifically forbid paying interest on a mortgage. And so I think we'd have to kind of get back to that question, but I don't think the RFP explicitly forbids us paying interest on a mortgage payment. But that's a great question.
Thank you for the question. We can also, if you guys have any questions about Zenchen or, the processes also, I'm happy to answer any of those. Okay, well, if there are no other questions, we can definitely cut this a little short. Also just remember, I know that sometimes, you leave a meeting and then you start thinking of all kinds of different questions. So if you do have questions later on today, tomorrow, go ahead and send them through. We're accepting questions until Friday. So just let us know how we can assist in any sort of clarification. Thank you all.
Thank you.